Welcome back to the season finale of Unfiltered Conversations, the podcast. Of course, it's yours truly, Kelly Mac, with my sis.
Yes, Coach Yolanda.
Girl, we've had an amazing first season.
Yes.
And when we started.
Yes, we
Let's
did.
be honest.
Right.
We didn't know where we were starting, where we were going, and how we were going to get there.
But we got there. We got there.
10 weeks strong.
Yes.
Yes. So we had a lot of excitement during season one. Mm-hmm. Of course, the first episode, we kind of let people know who we are and what our mission is. And in case you missed the first episode,
here's a little clip about that episode when we talked about who we are and what we stand for.
Mine.
I love it.
Your GOLDMINE. So once you realize the goals that you want to set, and you get in that space of whatever I want, I can get, and whatever I get is what I wanted. That is the goal mind.
His boy, after 5 pregnancies and only, 2 children, he finally got his boy number 3. So he has a boy, and then he has his firstborn, his girl, and then I'm kind of like in the middle. So, they always pour into the baby, and they always pour into the first child. And everything in between, you kind of get lost in the sauce. So I say that to say, what your dad poured into you is a lot different than what my dad poured into me. Oh my gosh.
Right.
To think that it's been 10 weeks already, which is only 2.5 months, but it seems like a long time, right? Because we actually transitioned from spring to summer.
We did.
To blazing hot to OMG.
We did.
But the crazy thing is, I'm not going to lie, episode 2, some people would consider it a little bit heavy.
Right.
And I got some feedback from some people. They were like, you coming out the woods like that? And I was like, hey, it's unfiltered.
It was.
Conversations. And we keeping it real. Episode 2, you brought me to tears.
I did. We were talking about heavy things that we have gone through in our life. And a topic that is really, really big right now is about the sexual assault, molestation. We see that's going on right now in the industry, and I'm sure a lot of women as well as men have dealt with that. And I was very transparent.
You were.
I appreciate you also with your authenticity and being raw.
No doubt.
And feeling the energy or feeling what was going on. So thank you, sister, for that.
No
we
problem.
need that support. A lot of times as women, we are not believed when we go through those situations. Whether it's with a family member, a boyfriend, a coworker, someone you don't know. It always seems that they question our response. Well, what did you do to cause this?
Exactly.
And those things started with me at 3 years old.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, there's no fault, like I said back then, on your behalf. And I think the reason I became so emotional is because I saw you in a different light, number one. I understood why you're so guarded. And then I also thought about my mother, who also was sexually abused by close family members.
Yeah.
So let's take a look back at that moment. But going back to your molestation, I know that you said that it happened at 3, but it continued for how many years?
I will say till about 15 or 16.
And was it the same person or multiple?
Multiple people.
Okay.
Multiple. And it would happen in the sense to where I stopped going to our family
events and stuff. Yeah, because you didn't want it to happen.
I didn't want it to happen.
And you probably felt embarrassed and ashamed.
And I embarrassed and ashamed, and I felt like if I don't stop it, I'm saying maybe I want it too.
Right.
So you deal with that, like, do I want him to do this to me? But then when the midst of it's happening, no, that ain't right. That's not what I want to happen. So
healing and processing are 2 big things, and something that I know I wasn't taught in life. I was taught to either A, keep it moving, or B, cut them off, and I never processed or dealt with the death of my mother, and therefore my son didn't either, and I didn't understand I was causing him more harm than good by saying, hey, we gotta push on, we gotta move on, instead of dealing with this issue at hand. Let's be honest, she was a second mom to him. He lost his second mother, and regardless of our relationship, which wasn't always good, he had a great relationship with her.
So we know that was a little heavy, but we're going to lighten the moment up a little bit, because we actually, for episode 3, had an amazing opportunity to go behind the scenes of a TV pilot series that will hopefully get picked up.
I hope so. Fingers crossed.
Yes, it's called After I Do the Game Show.
Yeah, and we had an opportunity to team up with our life partners, your husband, my husband, and just made an amazing production about a couple show and how well do you actually know
your partner.
Absolutely. Now, we had some highlights. We had some lowlights. What was the highlight for you?
So the highlight for me was actually doing this production.
Okay.
Being a part of it, seeing how it works, even though I know behind the scenes and how it works, but also with this being the executive producer, this was her first time doing this.
Right.
And we got a chance to talk to her a little bit and see what that experience was like for her. But really the highlight was us coming together on a project, working with you.
Yeah.
To me, it birthed what we're doing now.
Absolutely.
Because Unfiltered Conversations had not started before we got on this project. But by the time we got into filming, we were like, you know what? We need to come together and do something. Because the energy is so good with this show that we're trying to produce or get out there to the networks. We need to come up with our own thing.
Right.
And so that's how Unfiltered Conversations was birthed. But we went behind the scenes, talked to the executive producer, and wow, voila,
it was a great production, and I think my highlight was the same as yours because a lot of people think that things just happen instantly, like because we were all brought up on the microwave. Everything is not instant.
No.
But there was a lot of blood, sweat,
and
tears, and a lot of headbutting, and also a lot of collaboration to make this production what it was. And again, all we did was we actually recorded a pilot, and we're hopeful that a network or a streaming service will pick it up. Let's take a look at some of those highlights from behind the scenes of After I Do the Game Show.
So as you see, y'all, we're wrapping up. It's almost showtime.
Almost showtime. You looking good, girl. Got that little nice glow going on. Sure, it look good.
You popping.
Thank you, boo.
But Kelly and Jeff, you all have the 1 o'clock show, so
That's
you're
right.
about to go live.
Yep, we are.
How do you feel?
A little nervous, still feel like I got a few more things I need to take care of, but hey, this is what live production is all about, you know, but positive vibes only. We gonna make it happen, Captain.
Yes.
We've been working on this like over a year to bring this production together. So, a lot of people think that you just get a vision and let's go.
Overnight.
It don't happen like that.
No,
lots of meetings, lots of planning, lots of communication, and a little bit more than needed at some points, but I digress. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm super ready. I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. The contestants are here. They look beautiful.
They do. They do. They got good energy. So.
Yeah, the energy in the whole building is high. The crew, everybody. This has been a beautiful, seamless experience.
Agreed.
Leading up to it, even though it's been a lot of stuff, the day of production has been seamless, I would say.
Oh, yeah. And I can't wait to see you get dressed. So
Girl,
finally, I am dressed.
Yeah.
We started with a green dress.
Getting ready to do this game show After I Do. It's going to be crazy. Now, I'm going to go this way. Okay, y'all can't come in here. Somebody in there? Okay, well, I can't go in there either because somebody's in there. All right. Maybe I'll go in the kitchen.
All right, so you got a chance to check out After I Do the Game Show. Keep your fingers crossed and say some prayers for us that it gets picked up by a major network.
Right.
We like feeding our families.
We sure do.
And we like investing in our 401ks and our IRAs.
We
IJS?
sure do. And
I'm
we like
just saying.
we like to feed you because we feed you all with information. And After I Do gives you great information to see how you connect with your partners.
That's right. Episode 4, we talked to Brittany. Brittany talked to us about finances and the fact that you ain't gotta be making a lot of money to save money and plan for the future.
Right. And also you need to pay yourself. That's what we miss out on. We are the last ones sometimes to pay ourselves. So she talked about that and gave principles as what we need to be following if we want to have that relationship with our money. Check it out.
So principle number 1 is not what you make, but what you keep that determines financial success. Pay yourself first and save what you pay yourself.
And that's the 10% we referred to earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we'll get deeper into that on step 2, which is to create a plan for consistently adding money to this account. Each time you get paid from now on, pay yourself 10% of your income into this account. It's only 10%, but it will grow your savings and your net worth.
Okay.
more quick than you think.
Right. So going back to the 10%, just to be clear, this is what you're putting in savings. Not what you're paying yourself to get your nails done, your hair did, and your toes did too.
You gotta save
and
it,
that
y'all.
massage, okay? This is what you're doing. If you make $3,000 in a paycheck, you're going to take $300 and you're going to put it in savings before you spend anything else.
Absolutely.
But you're going to pay yourself first
Yep.
via your savings.
Yes.
Okay.
So let me say this, for the person who may not make $3,000 in a paycheck, what about the ones or the people who make only a couple of $100s? So is there ever a situation, and I say this because I have clients and they talk about this, finances, and I'm no financial guru, so I always refer them to someone like you. But in life right now, there are a lot of people who are flipped upside down.
Absolutely.
A lot of the money are just going to be able to live. You know, so whether you have a mortgage or whether you have rent, and because of some of these big property companies and corporations that are coming in that are hiking up the prices, as well as even what's going on with real estate right now and trying to purchase a home, but even with rent.
Okay, so episode 5 happened to be with my baby daddy.
AKA your husband.
My husband.
Slash your client.
Tonex. And this episode was a little different just because, I mean, you know, it was just different.
You had some challenges.
We had some challenges.
And some challenges we will not name on camera.
We will not name, but it was all good. No
Yes.
bad challenges of what you all think, but just sometimes things happen.
Yeah.
But look, here's the clip.
Had dual citizenship between Germany and America. And I never understood why. So I want to ask you today, why?
Because everything that you're trying to get in the United States now, Germany had then. You're trying to get free health care for every citizen, Germany had that. You're trying to get your kids to go to college for free, Germany had that. Over in Germany, you get one driver's license. It's hell to get, but you keep it the rest of your life. Germany is cleaner. The United States, the transit system was more advanced than the United States. I'm a car enthusiast, so I used to go to the Mercedes-Benz plant on the weekend. Once you drive on the Autobahn, that's the ultimate rush to drive
The fastest freeway ever.
on a superhighway with no speed limit. So it was just a lot about Germany that was super dope. And if you compare the two now, it's like, how did they have that when I was there and you still
Trying to
don't have
figure
it
it
in
out.
2024? So dual citizenship definitely is what I would have been done. Germany would have been primary. The United States would have been secondary. But I always tell Yolanda, I'm glad I didn't, because this story
Might not would have
we wouldn't have
never happened.
I'd have bought something back.
It was
It's how much
crazy.
you would have bought something back.
I'd have
You
bought-
always saying
I'd have-
that
I'd
you
have bought-
What you would have bought
I'd have
back?
flew me something
Maybe
back.
him another baby.
I would have been flew out.
Listen,
Well, wait a minute.
I
Flew out.
can I
I'm
just say
saying,
this? Can I
would've
just
been
say
flew
this?
out.
I am the product of a German-black relationship.
Look,
Shout out
Talk.
to Grandma and Grandpa, Omi and Opa. All right, so that was a little snippet of episode 6 with Tonex, who is a national comedian as well as Yolanda's husband, client, and baby daddy
And
of
radio
2
personality,
and
yes.
radio personality. Tonex is cool people.
Yeah.
Of course, we were connected through him because we work together under the
Right.
same roof, and you and I have been like sisters
Sisters
since.
from another
So
mister ever
right,
since.
all day, every day, and I am so grateful
Me
for
too.
him introducing us. If
I am
nothing
too.
else,
We got
about
a
that
sisterhood.
equation.
Right. We got a good sisterhood.
That's
in
right.
that.
That's right.